Hello, I will in this video teach you how to read the time in my extremely beautiful watch face for Garmin watches. Funny face, what is the base? To read the time in my watch face, you have to know a little bit about how numbers can be written in different bases. So for example, we normally write numbers in base 10. So this number, we have 8 in the ones place, and we have 8 in the tenths place, so this is worth 80, and we have 9 in the hundred place, so this is worth 900, and this is 4 in the thousand place, so this is worth 4000. So the different digits have different values, and what side the value is what position the digits is in. So the positions have values 1 and 10 and 10 times 10 and 10 times 10 times 10. So in base 3, it's the exact same system. The position of the digits decide which value it has. So here the digits don't have values 1 and 10 and 10 times 10 and 10 times 10 times 10. It's actually 1 and 3 and 3 times 3 and 3 times 3 times 3. So we have 2 ones and we have 0 threes, and we have 2 nines, and we have 1 27. So if we want to overwrite this number in base 10, then we sum up these things: 1 27, 2 nines, 0 threes, and 2 ones. So in base 10 it's 47. In my watch face I don't have written any numbers, so a small triangle represents a 1, and a big triangle represents a 2, and an empty triangle represents a 0. So this pattern represents the same as number 1202. So this is actually showing the minutes is 47. The hours is above. So here we have 1 and 3 and 9, the same thing. So we have 0 ones and 0 threes, and we have 2 nines. So the hours in this watch shows 18. So the time is 18:47. It takes a little bit of time to calculate the time this way, to see how many 27s and 9s and 3s and 1s we have and sum them up. So there is a faster way to read the time. So in not very long time you will be able to recognize these first patterns. So here we have a 1, and here we have 2 ones, and here we have 1 3 and 1 1, it's 4, and here we have 1 3 and 2 ones, this have to be 5, and so on. And one thing is that is very nice to know is that if you move a pattern to the left, the total value gets 3 times bigger. So this is the same thing that happens in our base 10. If you add a 0 to the end, the total value gets 10 times bigger. For example, if we have the number 53 and we move it 1 to the left by adding a 0, then the total value is 10 times bigger. So how does this look in the watch? So here we have the first patterns. So for example, if we move the 4 pattern 1 to the left, then the total value is 12. And if we move it 1 more to the left, then the total value is 36, 3 more than the 12 pattern and 9 times more than the 4 pattern. So this goes for the other patterns as well, of course. So the 5 patterns, move 1 to the left, is 15, and once more it's 45. And of course 7 pattern move is 21 and 28, and for all the 24, and for all the other patterns as well. Another way to read the time faster for some patterns are this logic. So here we almost have a 9. We have filled up the ones, we have filled up the threes, so this has to be 1 less than a 9. So this has to be 8. And here we have almost a 27. We have a full 9, a full 3, and a full 1. So it has to be one less than a 27. It has to be 26. And here we almost have 2 9s. So it has to be one less than 2 9s, 17. And here we almost have 2 27s. So it has to be one less than 2 27s. So it has to be 53. Here are some nice patterns showing different numbers. So 10, of course, it has to be 1 9 and 1 1. And if we move this one to the left, then it's 30. And if we add 1, this has to be 31. 13 is a nice pattern, the 3 small triangles, 13. And if we move it one to the left, it's 39. And here we have 20. And then we see it's the same as the 10, only we have a full triangle on 2 9s and 2 1s. So here we can see if we have a pattern consisting of only small triangles, if we make all the small triangles big, then it has to be the double value. And 40 is a very nice pattern. We have the 4 small triangles. And here shows how you can read these 3 numbers. We know that all small is 40, then this has to be 41 because we have 1 in addition to that. And here we have 1 3 in addition to 40, so it has to be 43. And here we have 1 9 in addition to 40, so it has to be 49. Here we have the 5 patterns moved 2 times to the left, so it has to be 5 times 9. And we have another 5 patterns in addition to that, so this has to be 45 plus 5 is 50. So here are some nice patterns. I will now show you how you can calculate this pattern in quite a few different ways. So one way to calculate this pattern is to think that, okay, I have a 4 pattern, move 2 to the left, so it's 36. And I have a 7 pattern in addition to that, so it has to be 36 plus 7 is 43. This is one way to calculate it. Another way is you can recognize, okay, this is I know it's the 14 pattern, so it's move 1 to the left, so it's 3 times 14, 42, and 1 addition to that, so this is 42 plus 1 is 43. Or you can think, oh, it's the 40 pattern plus a 3, because we have a big full triangle on the 3 place. So this is 40 plus 3 is 43. And another way to calculate it, that I have 127 and I recognize this 16 pattern in addition to 127. So this is 27 plus 16, it's 43. So here you can see that you can calculate a pattern in quite a few different ways. And if you calculate it in 2 different ways, you can double check yourself that you have calculated right. You should get the same answer either way. So what about the date? The date is written in base 6, and I only show the day of the month, not the month. So the first we have 1 6 and we have 0 1s. So the date is 6. In this place we have 2 6s and 3 1s. So it has to be 12 plus 3 is 15. And the last one, we have 5 6s and a 1, so it has to show the day 31. So what time and date does this watch face show? So the hours, we have 2 9s and a 1, so it's 19. And here we can see the 5 pattern moved 2 times, so it has to be 5 times 9, 45, and we have a 7 pattern in addition to that, so it's 45 plus 7, so it shows the time 1952. And the date, we have 3 6s and 2 1s, so it has to be 18 plus 2, it's the 20th day of the month. While you learn this thing, you can activate the educational mode, and then it will show you the values for the date and for the hour and for the minutes that you can use while you learn this pattern. So I hope you like my watch face in this video, and I hope you like my other watch faces as well. Here are the ones that I made so far. A binary watch face with just rectangles, and here everything is shown in base 3 with numbers, and here we have the battery percent and the steps also shown in base 3. So the steps in base 3 is quite takes a bit time to calculate. We have a 1, how many 1s and 3s and 9s and 81s, and how many 243 and how many 729 and how many and so on. The biggest pattern for the steps shows how many 6,561 you have. So it's a nice, and here we have 2 other binary watch faces. So I hope you liked my video, and I hope you download